for checking the video out. Steve Buzza here, and today's video, driver fitting. What is the most important thing that's needed? And if your fitter didn't factor it in, don't want to say they gave you a crappy fit, but they could have given you a better fit. So what am I talking about? Strike. You've got to factor in the strike. If you don't factor in the strike, the numbers you're getting aren't really truly reflective of what the driver is doing. I like to think about it this way, and remember, and I'm really not trying to talk down any fitters. I am a coach. I do a little bit of fitting, but not a great deal. And I do know fitting is important. But the fit, they are testing the club. They are saying, what can this club do for you? Then, as the coach, it's then my job to go, well, if the fitter found you 20 yards, how can I ensure that 20 yards shows up on the course? So it's my job as the coach to show the consistency. I always feel like the fitter is trying to show you just what they can make the club do. So if they're not factoring in the strike and they're using averages, can you see how, let's say, I'll give you an example with this club. I'm spinning the ball, let's keep it simple. Let's say I'm spinning the ball 2,000 revs from the middle of the club. If I hit it extremely on the bottom, I'm going to go nearer 3,000. The likelihood is I will creep up over 3,000. If I hit it right on the top, it's probably going to go down to 1,700. So can you see there's a massive difference across those three locations, and I'm keeping that simple. The reality is it's probably dotting from the heel and the toe as well. So if you hit 10 shots and they're all dotted around the face, even if it's a little bit, that average isn't really reflective of anything when it comes to getting fit with the club. For the coach, yeah, because we're seeing, look, that one went low, that's why it spun. That, you know, we're seeing patterns, but that average isn't helping you for the fit. So you need the fitter, and we're lucky now with launch monitors. TrackMan a few years ago didn't show strike. GC2 did, the quad does. So there's the devices that your fitter is using now should be able to show you. If you're getting fit, let's say you're getting fit outside and there isn't a launch monitor, you know, I want to see, I want to put some spray on. I want to know what the strike location was. So I spoke about the spin, but also the loft is very different across the face. So this is my driver. It's a 9 degree. I have it in the lower setting. So I'd imagine it's 7 degrees from the middle. Watch, and you should be able to see this on the camera. As I move down, can you see how the loft is far less? So if I'm 7 from here, if I hit on just below the bottom groove, I would imagine that loft down there is probably nearer, probably take 3 if not 4 degrees off. So I'm down at putter loft. Up here the same, about, so if let's say this is 7, this is probably in and around 10, 11. You can kind of see this. I quite like showing my students this. If you put 2 on, can you see how different the lofts are? So again, if you hit 10 shots and you're changing height on the club, that average isn't going to show you that much. So you want your fitter, and this is how I fit, and if you are a fitter and you disagree, I'd love you to put some comments down below. Like I say, I'm really not trying to bag on you, but when I'm doing a fit, I want to find a great shot from the current driver that you're using, and then I want to see if I can beat it with the new product. So I need to factor in, oh look, if that was out the middle, that spin was optimal, that's a good one. I then, and this is the analogy I like to use, I like Formula 1, so I like motorsport. the fastest car isn't always the car that wins. Usually, actually, the teams that are struggling is they're fast, but they don't have the aerodynamics to get around the corners. So they can't get around the corners fast. I like that analogy for golf, because if you just set up the driver to go as far as it can on a straight line, so to give you a crazy setup, like the ball is spinning 1,500, it's launching really high, so when you make your perfect swing it goes forever, but then when you make average to okay swings, it's all across the golf course. We want to then take good strike, are the spins good, are the launches good, and then can you retain that? Will those numbers hold up on the golf course? Like I said, when we do the averages, we've got to be a little bit careful for two reasons. One, the number might just not be that helpful. So the number we're using, it might be kind of selling a story that we want to tell, but it's not really saying what it is. And the other reason is sometimes the average, we can pick two averages and maybe your driver wasn't as bad as we're making out, but you made a couple bad shots that have pulled your average down, and then with the new club, maybe those bad shots have been removed, and then all of a sudden the averages kind of go, look, you're hitting it 20 yards further, and it's not telling the full story. So when you go for a fit, or if you're just trying out a club, because I know a lot of people like to just take it out on the course and kind of go, does it feel good? Does it suit my needs? Does it seem to be outperforming where I usually am on my home course? Gotta factor in strike. Strike is so important. Just not, they call contact is king, but in a fit, like I said, by factoring in strike, it gives you a really representative number on what the club can actually do. So thank you for listening. Get some comments down below. Like I say, have you gone through a fit? I'd rather people who have had great fits get a comment. Like I said, the beauty with fitting is it's not a pure science. You know, it does have that little artistic nature to it. So I would love for people that have had great fits to get some comments down below and say why they thought it was such a great experience. If you are a fitter, what's the process that you use? What's the process that you think has brought the biggest gains to your clients? You know, because I would love to hear. And as always, stay safe, stay happy. I hope to catch you soon.